Good morning. I've been asked by one of my subscribers, Billy Young, to he said do vlogs. Vlogs, I guess. I don't know what they are. I guess they're video blogs where you show your face and you discuss things. Well, I've done it. I don't do that much, but I guess I can do that. And this one's gonna be, it's about me. So for y'all to get to know a little bit about me, because some of y'all might not know. Okay, well, first of all, let's do name, rank, serial number, right? Well, my name is Jeffrey Scarborough, which you should know that because this name of the channel is Jeffrey Scarborough's Board Games and Geek Things. So, bam! If you don't know my name, you should, because it's the name. It's on the channel's name. My age at the time of this video, of course, is 33. My birthday's April 25th, 1986. Whatever good that does, y'all. Maybe y'all want to wish me happy birthday on my birthday if y'all are cool subscribers. I don't know. And y'all can ask me questions in the comment section below, and I'll respond. Sure. A good, my religious belief is I'm a Christian and I go to a Baptist church. Actually, technically, I go to 3 different Baptist churches. I go to the one I'm a member of, which is Stillwater's Baptist Church. Then, sometimes I go to my friend's church when I'm visiting them, and they go to, and where do my friends go? Where do they go? I don't know. I think it's Gateway Baptist Church. Gateway Baptist Church. And then, sometimes, when I can't get to go to my church, and I'm not with my friends, and I'm at home, and I can't get the car is messed up, or I don't I don't feel well enough to go all the way to my church, or in the evening times when they have fellowships and whatnot, I go to my parents' church. Why go to my parents' church when they have fellowships and stuff? Free food. Simple. Free food. Duh. And that's, I'm a Christian, and I believe there's really only one church. The church, the bride of Christ, the body of Christ, the true church, all that are actually saved are one church. There's just a whole bajillion denominations. Some of them preach some serious false stuff, which I'm not going to go into, but I'm just going to say some of them got some serious false doctrine and don't go by the Bible. Bible, that's the book for me. Now, politically speaking, I am a constitutionalist, but I am also a libertarian to a degree. Now, some people say, hey, those two kind of conflict, don't you? Well, because a lot of people think libertarians are like anarchists and they don't want any rulers. Well, to a degree, they are, but that's the extreme side. Then you got the other side, which we just want a more constitutionalist, which is super limited government, super small, super small, super small. We want governments but we don't want them having a whole lot of power and control over our lives. Like the Constitution. A constitutionalist wants the government, the federal government, to be ran 100% by the Constitution and only the Constitution. Constitutional extremists, libertarian outlaws, and we believe it should be understood as constitutionalists. We believe that it should be understood as the founding fathers meant for it to be understood, which were Christian, by the way, and there's a whole bunch of historical proof of it. Don't believe the revisionist historical lies that they teach you in college and school and high school and stuff. Don't believe the lies. The lies. Don't believe the lies. Research, investigate, find the truth for yourself. If you actually look at real historical, real founding fathers' speeches, writings, documents, etc., you'll find out that 99% of them were Christians, and Jesus freaks. And they would probably even be considered right-wing conservative extremists nowadays. Which I sort of consider myself a right-wing conservative extremist. Because I'm an extreme constitutionalist. And that's the way things should be. The Constitution of the United States of America. I live in the state of Tennessee. So I live in the South. I live in Dixie. I ain't worried about... I'm not racist. I live in a city that's got black people. But I support the South too, because the South was right and stuff. The South was right. The North was wrong because the North was a tyrannical government. And the South was trying to get the states' rights. States' rights. No one tells you the truth. That the fact of the matter is that the Emancipation Proclamation only freed slaves in the South. No one tells you that the truth that the North had slaves for years and years and years, and then they're going to get mad at the South for having slaves if they wanted slaves. Nobody actually even tells you the truth that the average slave was worth a lot of money, and it was really, if you think about it, it was really just a job that included 100% medical health care, 100% room and board, 100% religious freedom, and a day off, Sunday, to worship it. And it also included education for the youngsters, like private school education. You know how much money it would actually cost in today's world to own a person and then only require them to work like 12 hours a day? Do you really, even at $10 an hour, you would be paying a person $120 a day? Which, even if somebody was making $600, that'd be like $700 a week if we abolish taxes. Which taxation is theft. Taxation is theft. That's the libertarian philosophy. Anyways, that'd be like $700 a week, alright? Even at a small tax rate of like 10%, it'd still be like $650 something a week. Okay, so it'd still be fine. Take home pay. So even if we were to create a flat rate income tax and abolish all other taxes, it'd still be $650 a week. Now, but $650 might be able to get you 1 month of rent. $650 might pay for your car. $650 might pay for your utilities and other expenses, and another $650 might pay for your other miscellaneous expenses. But honestly, I don't think that if you were making $650 a week, I still don't think you could afford all your food, all your clothing, all your housing, all your medical expenses, and all your other various different expenses if you were required to pay it all yourself. Slaves, on the other hand, didn't have to pay any of it, and they only had to work 12 to 16 hours a day. Which, if we stretch it, we could say it was about $200 worth of labor a day. $200 of labor a day. In modern day equivalency. If you earn $200 a day, would you be able to afford to pay, without any forms of insurance, would you be able to afford to pay your rent, utilities, your car, your housing, your medical expenses, your food, your clothing, and still have bonus money left over to buy stuff that you like? I probably would, because I know how to manage money. But a lot of people probably wouldn't be able to do that on just $200 a week, because that's only $800 a month. Which I've done the math, and the average person needs to make about almost $2,000 a month to pay for all the various different bills that they have. And that's if they're single. Okay? Now, that was a little tangent. Tangent. So, I'll fly my Confederate flag because it's heritage, not hate. And I just disproved the slavery myth. Boom, I just disproved it. And I justified it. Bam! Bam slam. You're more of a slave to your job that you are free, working part-time, not earning any money, not getting any benefits than you were if you were a slave for a plantation owner. You're more of a slave today, being free, than you were if you had to have been a slave then. Financially speaking, you are more of a slave because you are a debt slave. Debt slaves worse than real slaves. Now, that being said, I think that the corporations are making millions and millions and millions of dollars a year. Which, I did the math. Walmart CEO makes $10 million a year. $20 million a year, whatever. Anyway, the math was that he earned an average of $10,000 an hour. Does anybody really need to earn over $1,000 an hour? No, they do not. No, they do not. It doesn't matter if you are if you are the CEO or executive of a Fortune 600 company. Yeah, I had another 100. A Fortune 500. Fortune 400, whatever. It doesn't matter if your corporation makes a couple of $1 billion a day. You do not deserve to make over $1,000 an hour. Nobody does. The reason prices are so high is because people are making too much money. Prices would be lower if people made less money. Proof. Go back in time. If you go back in time, people were making like $1 a day, and their grocery bill was like $2 a week. Prices of stuff was like a penny here for this, a penny there for that, a whole bunch of this stuff. You watch the Westerns, they buy this big old, they buy a whole bunch of food, and it's like $5. They buy this a whole month worth of supplies, and it's like less than $10, man. Less than $10. And the people made good money. I mean, the people made like, even if they only made a quarter a day, geez, come on now. Even if they made a quarter a day, which they were making an average of like close to $1 a day. Why? Because a lot of the fines were 30 days or $30. Why? Because they made like $1 a day, so it was basically you were going to lose that much money of work by being in jail, or you could just pay the fine. I mean, that's the idea was you basically either lose that much time in work being behind bars, or you lose that much money in work value. That was why they had basically the fines situated like that. Because people made $1 a day. Some people made more than $1 a day. Some people made less. But it don't matter. Some people made they made like $100 a month. That's like more than $1 a day. And some people made like $50 a month. Anyway, average person made somewhere around $1 a day. And people could start working like when they were teenagers or younger. People worked. And a lot of people owned their own properties. They owned their own lands. They had a good horse, which was owned. They had good saddles. They had a good gun. They had various different things. And it wasn't common that people could get a job in a small town and work a little while, and then they could just move on because they only needed a little bit of money, and then they could move on. Or they could find other ways of making money. Some were thieves. I don't justify the criminal aspect, but they could find all kinds of different ways of making money. Trading, selling, buying, doing little odd jobs. Maybe as a bounty hunter, they bring in a bad guy, which the rewards on these bad guys was like $100. Some of them had $100 rewards. You bring in a bad guy, you made $100. That's like a month worth of work. That's like maybe 2 months worth of work for some people. That's a lot of money. So basically, prices was lower and pay was higher, and you had money left over, so it brought about a bunch of debauchery because everybody had a bunch of money left over, and the debauchery wasn't really debauchery. We had saloons. Okay, people drank a little bit of alcohol, and they smoked a little smoke, and they maybe danced around with a couple of saloon girls, and then they gambled. But it's not like they did any of this stuff with their... it's like they did all this with their mad money. They didn't do it with their money that they went to pay the bills. And it wasn't like... a lot of people were on a farm most of the time, so they only went into town maybe once or twice a month. So... unlike they show on the westerns where they literally going into town every day. If you didn't live in town, you weren't going to town every day. If you didn't live close to town, you weren't going into town every day. If you had a big ranch or farm or whatever, you weren't going into town every day. You were on your place, minding your own business, and then every once in a while, you'd go into town maybe once, depending on how much you like going into town, it'd be once or twice a month, maybe once a week. Maybe. Depends on how many people, friends you have in town, and other various factors. If you had kids, you might actually be going to town, not necessarily you, but your kids might be going to town literally every day or almost every day, because a lot of the schoolhouses were in town, and a lot of kids went to school, but they didn't have to go to school, so it was some of them went to school, some of them stayed home, and schooling wasn't essentially a thing you had to be forced to go to. Most people realized that a lot of kids had to help the parents, and that meant they had to be on the farm working, or the ranch working, or whatever, so they didn't really go to school all the time. They went to school not literally every day. They probably went to school maybe once a week, twice a week, depending on how much work that needed done. But I digress. These are some ideas, some things. So you've gotten about my religion, my political ideology. You've learned a little bit about my economical ideologies. And my like for history and philosophy. I kind of like philosophy because philosophy is where you put different kinds of ideologies and ideas together, and you debate and you discuss and that kind of stuff. So now, a question that might come to people's minds is, why board games? Why board games? Well, board games are cheaper than video games. I've never really liked video games. I've always had a hard time playing video games, and video games don't give you the insta-build thing. See, when you buy stuff in a board game, you instantly own it, and you instantly can build with it as soon as you got the money. And a lot of video games requires you to wait. I don't like the waiting aspect of video games. A lot of video games require you to use this joystick. Joystick is using my hands, and I'd rather build something in real life with my hands than play a game. I like using my mind, so I like these deep, big strategy games. I like strategy games, like war games and stuff, because I like to use my mind. Plus, I like to be able to touch and feel and see the whole entirety of the board, not just one level of the board on a video game. Now, that being said, I for some reason am good at some of those like push button fighter games like Mortal Kombat and stuff. I don't know why I'm good at it. Maybe it's because I just press a bunch of buttons fast. It's not like I'm actually figuring out the moves or anything. I just figure out how to press the buttons super fast, and boom, I'll win. Go figure. So I like the aspect of getting to see the old board. Plus, well, they're cheaper. You can find them all the time at thrift stores. Now, a lot of games are expensive when you buy them brand new. But here's the thing. A lot of the times, these same brand new games that someone bought on Kickstarter or whatever, or brand new in a game store or hobby store or whatever, a lot of times after a while they don't want them. And they want to go to a new thing, and they're willing to sell them at a substantial discount. Like at a yard sale or a thrift store. Because they just donated them. What? I have found literally $100 board games, brand new, that looked like they were played maybe a few times. Person didn't like them, and they've been like $5 or less at a thrift store. I'm like, what? Now prices have gone up. Used to I could pick up games at yard sales for $1 a piece, 50 cents a piece. At one time I even got them at like a quarter a piece by buying in bulk. Now, not so much. I guess hard times make people go up on their prices even when they're trying to get rid of stuff. Or people are just greedy. Are they greedy? Maybe. I sell my stuff at reasonable prices when I go to the toy shows. So, I'm not really greedy. I'm just trying to make some money. And I usually am making a profit anyway, because I usually buy a bag of toys, like action figures or something from a thrift store, for like, has like 2 or 3, 4, 5 action figures in it maybe, or something. And I buy it for like $2 or $3. So I get it for like $1 a figure, and then at the toy shows I resell them for like $5 or something. So Then I sell doubles I don't want, because sometimes you get doubles of stuff when you're buying these bags of random figures. Or when I buy, like when I go to GameStop and they have the mystery bags for $1 and I have some money, I'll like buy those. Now so that's one way I make money. Another way I make money is I'm looking for a job. So I'm unemployed at the moment, but I have been looking, and I got to go to an interview application fill out Monday for a company, so wish me luck. Also, another way I make money is I do odd jobs here and there to make money. I resell things, I do odd jobs here and there to make money. I was getting money, and I really only have one basic bill because I live with my parents, and that's to pay my phone bill. So, anyway, that's a little bit about me. I like board games because I can visually see everything at once. I like board games because they have cool pieces and components that I can touch and feel. And the art on these boards usually are nice and amazing. And video games just never was a thing I got into. I got into them, but I tried them. I had a Sega Genesis that I bought at a yard sale one time, and I bought a couple of games for it, and I just sitting around on the TV watching the screens and trying to do the stuff. I just was never good at Sonic. I could never get past certain levels. I could, and I didn't really, I didn't want to try other games out. I didn't want to try a new system out. And I was like, I just have more fun playing board games. So that's why board games. I just enjoy them a lot better. Now, I enjoy the heck out of watching other people play the games. And some first-person shooter games I'm okay at. I'm willing to play them occasionally. But I'm not going to buy... And Gauntlet, I'm actually pretty decent at Gauntlet. It's a game. But I'm not going to buy a system. Spend a couple of $100 on a system, then $50-something per game, unless you buy them used. I'm not doing all that. When I can pick up a board game for $1 or $2 at thrift store, play it, enjoy it, and if it sucks, never have to play it again, and not worry about, hey, it only cost me $2 or $3. Plus, I can do a review of it for the channel, even if I don't particularly like it. So basically, my phone's weird. It only allows me 33 minutes per video. So I'm almost at 30 minutes. And I think this is enough of me. If y'all have any ideas or questions or things you'd like me to discuss on video blogs, comment down below. Remember, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Keep on gaming. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Jesus loves you. Jesus is God. And hit the bell notification if you don't want to miss a thing. Also, comment down below some toys you would like to see me do reviews of, or some games you'd like me to see do reviews of. And everybody have a great day. And I actually have a few ideas of a few things that I might do. Like, one thing that I'm thinking about I might do is board game crossovers and board game ideas, or not necessarily board games, possibly tabletop ideas that I have that don't exist that could exist. Then I have, maybe I'll discuss, like, when I go see movies, I don't like to talk about movies when they're brand new. And the reason for that is because I do not want to spoil other people. So I don't want to go to see like the newest movie and then do a review of it and spoil it for you because I might say something. I don't want to do that. So I won't be doing stuff like that. Some people do, but that's not me. I'm not going to do that. So I don't know what else. I mean, oh yeah, I need like 20 more. I need 21 more people, so I have 200 videos. 200 subscribers. I'm wanting to do something special when I get 200 subscribers. I actually created a board game. I would like to show it, but I want to wait until I get 200 subscribers to show it. Because it's an alternate history, Axis and Allies type game that I created. I would like to show it, but I need 21 subscribers. So y'all get to share in this video and all my other videos and telling your friends about my great channel. And y'all, please help me out with this. Please help me out. I need your help to get to 200. So share my videos. Share my videos. Tell your friends about them. Try to get them to subscribe. And comment down below just any old type of video you'd like to see. Because seriously, if someone asked me to make a how to fix a peanut butter sandwich video, I'd be willing to do it. Just because they asked me to do it, okay? I mean, there are some things I'm going to refuse to do because, well, it might be illegal or it might be against my moral values or religious beliefs, so I'm not going to do it. But if there's something reasonable you want me to do, I'll do it. Comment down below. Laters. Have a great day, everybody.